I'm Angie Callahan. Welcome to School Talk Monthly. In this program, we'll have a conversation with Chesapeake School Superintendent Jim Roberts, see a preview of a special airing in December, and find out who our Schools of the Month are. Several live shows are coming your way in December. On Friday, December 3rd, the Kennedy Center Performing Arts Series presents another Telling Stories session, this time with Linda Sue Park. Beginning at 11, Ms. Park discusses her recent books and provides a look at what inspired them. Also that day at 1 o'clock, the new Kennedy Center series, Explore the Arts Up Close and Personal, features Broadway legend Jerry Herman. You can register for these free programs by going to kennedy-center.org/education/PWTV. Now let's take a look at the live field trip coming in December from Colonial Williamsburg.
History comes alive with Colonial Williamsburg's electronic field trip series. The signers of the Declaration of Independence were hunted men in 1776. Watch founders or traders and discover the risks our founding fathers took as they explored one last chance for peace. Learn about the award-winning electronic field trip series. Register your school today.
Founders or Traders airs live Thursday, December 16th at 10 a.m. and again at 1 p.m. Colonial Williamsburg is giving schools fair use rights to record the program and 10 days to show it to students. The program needs to be erased in 45 days. For more information on this live electronic field trip, go to history.org/trips. Schools who register for the program have rights in perpetuity. Recently, we had a chance to sit down and talk with a local school superintendent. Here now is that conversation. With me in the studio is Dr. James Roberts. He is the new school superintendent for Chesapeake City Schools. Welcome to School Talk.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Well, Dr. Roberts, you have a long, distinguished career in local education. You were with Portsmouth Schools for many years before you made the move to Chesapeake. Tell us a little bit about what you did in the Portsmouth Schools.
Sure. Started teaching in 1969, Norcom High School. Taught for 10 years in Portsmouth, and really loved every minute of it, and never thought I'd leave the classroom, but took the plunge into administration in 1979.
Let's talk a little bit about Chesapeake Schools. Tell us a little bit about the demographics of the city and the schools and the students that you serve.
Sure. Well, the city for many years was in a growth pattern, and the schools as well. I think when I used to do the budget book, I think for 23 straight years we had an increase in enrollment.
Wow. New schools.
New schools, new buildings, the need for new schools. That leveled off a few years ago, and we actually dropped in enrollment a couple of years in a row. We sort of leveled off right now. We're at about 38,700 students. I think at our height we were just over 40,000.
So you all are the number 2 in terms of Virginia Beach being the largest in our region here, but you would be second.
We're the second. We moved ahead an awful number of years ago. Yeah. So, and it's of course our school division itself has prided itself on the quality of our program, and we believe that that's what's drawn new students into Chesapeake. I think the economy obviously has affected that. Lack of home sales would prevent people from moving in, and so we think in a few years our enrollment will continue to climb.
We'll once again get on the upward pattern there. But 38,000 students, that's a lot of boys and girls to see to every day.
Absolutely, yeah.
Big challenge. Well, let's talk about some of the successes in Chesapeake. Since you've been there many years, I would assume, have many successes you would like to point out.
Absolutely, yes. Well, recently, if you read the paper this past week, our graduation rate exceeded any in the area, and actually exceeded the state graduation rate according to the on-time graduation rate. And we have got a lot of different types of graduation rates, but in this particular one that was noted in the paper, we were at 88.6%, which is higher than any of the surrounding divisions. I think the state average is 85.5, so we're very proud of that.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's great, because dropouts right now, the rate is a third, I believe, nationwide, isn't it? Yeah.
And our rate was 6.5%. You have to look carefully at how those rates are calculated because everybody has a different methodology, but we're very proud of the fact that we do attract many students to our schools, and we retain those students. And we hope that the programs that we've developed have assisted in making that goal happen.
What are some of the programs that you think that are assisting?
Well, we have recently, in the past 4 years, opened Grassfield High School with a technology academy, which obviously your dropouts occur primarily between 8 and 12, grades 8 and 12, and so the academy, the technology in that building is amazing, and that attracts many students to that academy. We also have an international baccalaureate program at Oscar Smith High School that would attract many students and has been there even before the Grassfield Academy. And next year in 11-12 we're opening a new academy at Deep Creek High School with science and medicine, and I think those types of programs assist us in giving opportunities to students that perhaps weren't there in the past, and give many more options to parents as to where students may go in the future. We also have a lot of different career paths that students can take through our schools. We do a lot with the industry certifications. I think we had close to 1,400 students last year that attained industry certification through our technology programs, technology education.
That's great. That's excellent.
Yeah. And of course all of our schools are fully accredited, which is no small task, and I would applaud our teachers and our principals and all of the staff members for making that happen.
Lots of hard work.
A lot of hard work.
Lots of hard work. You mentioned this new academy that you're opening. It's science and medicine. Is there anything like that in the region?
I'm not sure that there is. We did a lot of research under the direction of the school board to look to find some unique opportunity, and through the work of our Department of Curriculum and Instruction, this was the recommendation of Dr. Nichols, the previous superintendent, and the board looked at the research and agreed that this would be the best route to go. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a very interesting first year, and we usually take about 55 to 60 students in the first year and then add one more class every year after that. So Deep Creek has the capacity to hold the program, and we're looking forward to that being a real draw for that school.
That's exciting, very exciting. Well, now, a school division the size of Chesapeake obviously has challenges as well as successes. What are some of the challenges?
Well, there's only one right now, and I'm sure you know what that is. The challenges of the budget right now are tremendous. Chesapeake Public Schools has eliminated over 170 positions in the past 2 years. We have not given anyone their walking papers. We've been able to do this by having a hiring freeze of sorts. We fill only critical positions, and then as vacancies occur, we try to hold on to those vacancies and eliminate them in the next budget year. That way you don't displace persons and put them on the street. But I'll tell you, it's the loss of those positions has been has affected the quality of our program. It would be ridiculous to say that we had that many positions that we didn't need. That's not the case at all.
Right.
We have had to adhere to the revenue projections and move in the direction of cutting positions, as well as many other things. We didn't replace buses. We had many options for capital items, equipment that we did not pursue because we couldn't afford it. It's really created quite a challenge.
Oh, absolutely. And 170, how many faculty do you have?
We have just under 3,000 teachers, and just under 6,000 total employees.
Total employees.
So,
but still 170 is, and whenever positions are cut, that means someone who is already doing a good job and probably has a full plate is taking on some extra duties as a result of the positions being cut.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. How large is your budget? I think that's something that people don't always realize, that school divisions are generally, the budget of the school division is the largest in the city.
Right, it is. Prior to the economic downturn, we were just under $425 million.
425 million.
And we have reduced our budget by over $60 million in 2 years. That's quite a difference.
Right.
And it's not been easy.
Right. And the cuts, when it address where the cuts came from, I mean, why did you have to make these cuts in your budget?
Revenue reductions. The drop in tax revenue, both at the state level and then real estate tax revenue at the local level, caused the governing bodies that we depend on to reduce what we receive from them. There's a formula at the state that drives the budget process and the revenue picture, and they had to do some things with that formula that I didn't particularly care for in making those changes, but we all have to pull together when there's a revenue shortfall, and we have to make it work, and that's what's happened. Of course, the stimulus money from the federal government helped, probably kept us from having to provide pink slips to some people. Yeah. And that ends this year. There's another set of dollars coming in the Jobs Fund that will be available next year. We have chosen to make it available next year, and perhaps that'll stave off layoffs for another year, and hopefully the economy will turn around. So we've got hopes that things are going to get back on the right track. Yeah,
we all hope for that. But I do think that often people didn't realize how many positions were being cut at school divisions as a result of some of the state and city cuts that were made in the past year. So that's a reality you're dealing with.
Yep, it is, and it cuts into the quality of the program. We have tried to stay away from the classroom as much as we possibly could. Of course, the fact that our enrollment was not growing helped us a little. Yeah. But we've always prided ourselves on our low pupil-teacher ratio.
But what is your pupil-teacher ratio?
Well, we're running somewhere in the neighborhood of 21 to 1, and of course, the way you count that is very interesting. But at our elementary levels, we had, for the past 5 or 6 years, had attempted to reduce grades K to 5 by 1 or 2 pupils per grade, and so we were down to in the 20s at grades K to 5, and we're still there. We have not really impacted that a lot, and we think that has a lot to do with the success in our accreditation rates. So it's very important to provide the support in that classroom, and that's I'm speaking to every faculty this year as a new superintendent, and one of the messages I take to them is that they should look upon my office and every office that's in the central area as being a support for them in the classroom. Right. And that's the same thing with the budget. We have to look there first, provide the dollars in the classroom, and make our cuts as far away as possible.
Because that's the heart. That's really where the heart of the whole school is.
Absolutely.
In each one of those individual classrooms.
Right.
But the teacher-student ratio, that you're to be commended, because there are some places where 30 to 1, 30 students to 1 teacher is not unusual. So, and it does make a huge difference in the classroom.
Yes, it does. And of course, the state funds us at much higher ratios than we provide, and so that's where our local government steps in and provides the differential, and we appreciate that. Chesapeake City is very supportive of the schools, and we are fortunate to have that kind of relationship.
Let's talk a little bit about what businesses in Chesapeake might be supporting the school, or the parent support of the school. How do businesses and parents help the school?
Well, we obviously we have a Chesapeake Schools Foundation, which has been in operation for a number of years, and we take contributions from employees and businesses, and we're right now on a campaign to we've got little plaques that we provide to businesses. For $1,000 or $200 a year, they get a plaque with their name on it with Chesapeake Public Schools. We had some presentations at the board meeting the other night. So we have great support. The parents primarily support us with their ideas and their contributions in terms of our planning process. We have a unique strategic planning process that we operate under, and every 5 years we take a look at our goals, pull together the citywide strategic planning committee, and they look at any changes that are necessary. And so parents are a big part of that, as well as the business community. They are on our committees. So our action plans are aimed at improving schools and operations, and so those plans come directly from the parent and business involvement in our program.
That's great. So you're not just strategically planning with your faculty and within your administration, you're reaching out to the parents, including them, including the business community. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. What about your students? Do they go on to four-year colleges?
Oh yeah, we have a tremendous, well over 80% of our students go on to post-secondary education. Every college you can imagine. We have millions of dollars in scholarships every year. At our graduation ceremonies, we highlight those scholarship opportunities. And our students are reflective of the high-quality program in our schools. They all do well. They come back and tell us how much they appreciate what they learned in Chesapeake schools.
That's great. That's great. And you already mentioned that you had 1,400 certification
industry certifications, right?
Last year, so that too is great for those students who college is not going to be in their future.
Absolutely, and we're actually beginning to work with Tidewater Community College in trying to bolster that even more in the future. With the logic being that if we can send some of our students to the opportunities at TCC while they're still in high school, rather than creating the program ourselves, that could be a benefit for everyone.
One of the dual enrollment
right.
programs. Well, great. That's great. Well, those are several of the questions I had about your school division. Now, you are one of the member owners. Chesapeake is one of the member owners of WHRO. We're owned by 18 school divisions in the area, and you are here quite frequently with meetings and helping us to determine what we should do in terms of providing services to the schools. But what I'd like to know from you is what has this relationship with WHRO meant to Chesapeake schools?
Well, obviously in the classroom, it's not called United Streaming anymore. It's what?
DE streaming.
Yes, DE streaming.
Video streaming.
It's been very helpful. Our teachers depend on it. I often get the opportunity to go into classrooms. I'm trying to make regular visits to schools, and I was in a first grade classroom the other day, and the teacher was using the streaming in their classroom, and the kids were totally involved on their smart board. And so it's a great service that's provided through WHRO with the streaming. Many of the clips that the teachers use, they can fit right into the curriculum because that's why you purchase them, because of the relationship with the curriculum. We also appreciate what WHRO has done in terms of the virtual learning opportunities, the development of the courses that we use. We have a number of students in Chesapeake taking virtual classes, also distance learning. We're using that quite a bit. So we're very appreciative of the opportunity to work with WHRO and all the other partner school divisions in offering these opportunities. So and of course the meetings that we have once every couple of months brings us all together, and we operate as a superintendent's body to assist in an advisory capacity, and then the school board members come together as the management group for the local television opportunities at WHRO.
I think that our owner membership structure and our work with superintendents and school boards, it's one of the best examples of regionalism in this area. We often feel very isolated, but when all of the superintendents come together and the school board representatives here, I always think it's a great working organization.
Absolutely, and gives us an opportunity to do some out-of-the-box thinking and come together, and WHR has been very helpful in making some of those things come true. New ideas.
Great. Well, those are all of my questions, Dr. Roberts. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye?
No, just we appreciate the opportunity to work with you, and anything we can do to help in the future, please let us know.
Will do.
All right.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Are You There is a groundbreaking transmedia property that is much more than a sci-fi adventure. It transcends into what is called experienced fiction. The Are You There multi-platform format features a television broadcast, online games, comic books, a music video, and card games. The intention is to immerse kids in a world of adventure where learning happens as part of the action and where their decisions actually affect the environment around them. Here's more.
I'm in. Step on it. Joe, why aren't we moving?
That's probably my fault. Go again.
Put it in reverse.
Can't talk now. I'm being chased by a monster while carrying a heavy load.
Are you calling me heavy?
Hey, try to get behind me. We'll go faster. Hey, come on.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
that's my ear. Come on, hey.
He's gonna catch us as soon as we get to the bottom.
Oh, we're not going to the bottom.
This'll work.
Hurry!
Reopen!
You've been previewing the Are You There television program. The curricular focus is on the development of reading comprehension skills and the acquisition of vocabulary. It is the intention of the creators of this transmedia product that learning will take place across a variety of media types, all fully integrated into a linear adventure experience where the player becomes a hero. The television broadcast will be on Sunday afternoon, December 19th at 2:30. You'll find the website at xoosh.net. Now it's time to recognize our Schools of the Month. One fifth-grade teacher at Deep Creek Elementary in Chesapeake was shocked to find out he had won the Oscars of Teaching this year. Joel Robbins, who has grown up and now teaches for Deep Creek, was awarded the National Milken Educator Award, which recognizes the importance of outstanding educators by honoring promising young teachers. It is the nation's most prestigious education award and comes with a cash prize of $25,000. There is no formal nomination or application process. Exceptional teachers are chosen without their knowledge. At a school-wide event in which the Virginia Department of Education and government officials were present, Joel was ecstatic to learn that his engaged approach to hands-on learning hadn't gone unnoticed. For recognizing the gifts of exceptional educators, we honor Deep Creek, our elementary school of the month. At Tawano Middle School in Williamsburg, James City County, students and faculty have been busy celebrating their school's history. Tawano recently commemorated the uncovering of a time capsule the school buried 10 years ago to mark the arrival of the 21st century. Past and present students, faculty, and the entire Tawano community came together to celebrate the time capsule, which contained student essays, computer floppy disk, and other remnants from previous decades. They then had to decide what should be re-entered into the capsule for future generations to discover. For allowing their community to be involved in the past and contribute to the future, we congratulate Tawano, our middle school of the month. The backpacks of students at Minchville High School in Newport News are lighter this fall as they exchange textbooks for Apple iPads. Along with 3 other school divisions across the state, they are participating in the Virginia Department of Education's Beyond Textbooks initiative. Minchville's 9th grade world history students are using iPads loaded with digital lessons, corresponding games, quizzes, and self-test aligned with the Virginia History SOLs. For exploring the potential digital technology has for transforming instruction, we salute Minchville, our high school of the month. At Broadwater Academy in Exmoor, Virginia, 11 anatomy students were given the chance to see what it's like to be a med student. The group, dubbed the Broadwater Anatomy Academy, spent 4 days at Eastern Virginia Medical School's Human Anatomy Lab, dissecting and studying muscles, nerves, arteries, and veins. They also got to attend lectures given by world-renowned doctors and present their projects in the Anatomy Video Lab. For giving students the opportunity to experience firsthand the challenges of a medical student, we applaud Broadwater Academy, our independent school of the month. The Department of Physics and Astronomy at James Madison University is accepting entries for a physics video contest. Individuals or teams of high school students are invited to submit original videos that demonstrate and explain a physics concept. Videos will be judged by a panel of JMU faculty and students and should be accurate, informative, and entertaining. Cash prizes will be awarded for the top entries, including a grand prize of $500 for the student and $300 for the student's high school science program. Entries will be accepted until March 15, 2011, and finalists will be invited to an awards ceremony in April. For more information, go to csm.jmu.edu/physics/public/videocontests.html. This program and all the links we talk about are available online at schooltalk.org. Well, that's all for now. See you next time on School Talk.